Hello and welcome at AMPOWER. Today I'm going to show you our AMPOWER report, which we first published 2019 at Formnext. Right now we're working on the 2020 edition, which will be released at the beginning of May. Our AMPOWER report is completely online, so you can go to additivemanufacturingreport.com and access all the report data online. Today, I'm just going to show you a quick overview of the 2019 edition of the report. So, if you open this web page, you're going to see that there's two different sections of the report. The first section is the market section. In the market section, you will see all the data about market numbers. So, typically, market sizes, the different market volumes by region, by technology, by industry, and so on. Now there's another section, which is the technology section. In the technology section, we give an overview of the different metal additive manufacturing technologies. Now in our list there are about 18 technologies, which you can see in the introduction page. We don't go into detail for all those 18 technologies, but for most of them we have a deep dive and you can look more in detail into those. For example, the powder bed fusion, laser beam powder bed fusion deep dive. If you click on that, you're going to see a page with all the details about this technology, including basic material properties, including strengths and weaknesses of the technology. Now, other sections of this technology report contain, for example, cost details. So there is a web page only dedicated to cost of additive manufacturing. It also contains a calculation tool which quickly gives you an overview of the different costs for metal additive manufacturing parts. Now let's have a brief overview of the market section. If you click on the market introduction, you will see the basic, most important numbers of the additive manufacturing market. All those numbers are derived by us at AMPOWER. Now, there is one thing that we do completely different in this report from other reports. The first thing is that we ask the supply chain as well as the user. We see a big difference in those two ways, because if you ask the supply chain like a typical market report does, then you will get numbers from sales, from machine sales, from service sales or material sales, and you add all those up to the total market volume, which is most likely in a correct way. However, if you want to look in the future, then the supply chain will give you their view of the future. So they might have a different perspective on the future developments of the additive manufacturing market. And this is why many of the people that we ask in our questionnaire are from the user side. So this means, for example, if you look at some of the market numbers, let's take the basic market volume here. You see there's a difference in the buyer forecast and the supplier forecast. In most cases, the buyers have a more pessimistic way, not that much optimistic forecast than the supplier. This means there's probably going to be a couple of suppliers that sell less than they expect, or there's going to be some suppliers that will vanish from the market, or on the other hand, there might also be more buyers coming in the future, which is also a possible scenario that are not included yet in the survey. Now, just a few words about our survey. How do we do that? Now, normally a survey is done today online. So you have pages where the survey participants can enter their numbers online. But we prefer a different way for our report. We talk personally to each one of the participants. This means that we think we get much deeper information and much more precise information, also reading between the lines of in the conversation. And that gives us more insights, and we hope that this way we have better market numbers. The other thing that we do different is that we don't publish any company-related numbers. For example, in some other reports you might see that there's the total sales numbers of, let's say, EOS or GE Additive. Now, we don't like to publish those because we think this market is getting much more competitive now. And this means if you publish the numbers, it is unlikely that the companies will give you correct numbers for your survey. So we would like to emphasize that we only publish aggregated numbers of the sales of the different market participants. Now, this is the quick overview that I want to give you today. Next time I want to focus a little bit on our databases. You have the ability to scroll through a bunch of data at our market report online, and I want to give you a quick overview of that next time. Thank you.